Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, that's compensation management in HRM. Compensation of employees for their services is important responsibility of human resource management. Every organization must offer good wages and fringe benefits to attract and retain talented employees within the organization. It is said that good employees are the backbone of an organization. An organization grows because of its employees and their dedication, hard work, and perseverance. If at any time the wages offered by a firm are not competitive as compared to other firms, the efficient workers may leave the firm. Therefore, workers must be remunerated adequately for their services and for the jobs what they perform. Compensation to workers generally varies depending upon the nature of job, skills required, risk involved, and nature of working conditions. Paying capacity of the employer, the bargaining power of the trade union, the wages and benefits offered by the other units in the region or industry. Looking into the current trend in many sectors, particularly the knowledge intensive sectors like IT and services, is to treat the employees as creators and drivers of value rather than one more factor of production. Companies around the world are paying close attention to how much they pay, the kind of components that this pay includes, and whether they are offering competitive compensation to attract the best talent. Dear friends, the organization grows because of the employees. Employees, with their perseverance, hard work, dedication, try to achieve the goal which has been set by the organization. They also try to work hard to achieve the vision and the mission of the institution. Now let's look into the definition of compensation management. Gary Dessler, in his book Human Resource Management, defines compensation in these words. Employee compensation refers to all forms of pay going to employees and arising from their payment. The phrase all forms of pay in the definition does not include non financial benefits but all the direct and indirect financial compensation. According to Thomas J. 1988, he had come up with the definition which talks about compensation consists of four distinctive components. That is, compensation is equal to wage or salary plus employee benefits plus non-recurring financial rewards plus non-pecuniary rewards. Now, dear friends, what we have seen that if the organization pays the employees well, then the employees generally do not leave the organization. So it is a give and take policy, whereas in the employers take care of the talented employees so that they retain them and it helps the organization in long run. The concept of compensation refers to a wide range of financial and non-financial rewards to employees for their services rendered to the organization. It is paid in the forms of wages, salaries, and employee benefits such as paid vacations, insurance, maternity leave, free travel facility, retirement benefits, etc. Monetary payments are a direct form of compensating the employees and having a great impact in motivating employees. Now, what we see is that the employers help the organization to grow by taking care of the employees. So, What are the objectives of compensation? The objectives are to attract manpower in competitive world. In this fast moving world, there is a lot of competition, and if you need to retain the good employees, you must pay them well and take good care of them. To control wages and salaries and labor costs by determining rate change and frequency of increments. To maintain satisfaction of employees by exhibiting that remuneration is fair, adequate and equitable. To induce and reward informed performance, money is an effective motivator. So, now let's look into the compensation from employees' point of view. The first point which talks about employees are paid according to requirements of their jobs. For example, highly skilled jobs are paid more compensation than low skilled jobs. This eliminates inequalities. Second, the chance of favoritism are greatly minimized. Third, job sequences and lines of promotions are established wherever they are applicable. Fourth, employees' morale and motivation are increased because of sound compensation structure. Now, this was all about the employees. Let's look into from the employer's point of view. The employers, they can systematically plan for and control the turnover in the organization. Second, a sound compensation structure reduces the likelihood of friction and grievances over remuneration. Third, it enhances an employee's morale and motivates because adequate and fairly administered incentives are basic to his wants and needs. It attracts qualified employees by ensuring an adequate payment for all the jobs. Now, let's look into the principles of compensation. Differences in pay should be based on differences in the job requirements. Wage and salary levels should be in line with those prevailing in the job market. We need to follow the principle of equal pay for equal work and also recognize individual differences in ability and contributions. Thereafter, we see the employees and trade unions should be involved in while establishing wage rates. So when this happens, what happens is the wage which is being given should be sufficient to ensure for the workers and his family a reasonable standard of living. There should be clearly established procedure for redressal of grievances concerning wages. The wage and salary structure should be flexible. Wages due to employees should be paid correctly and promptly. A wage committee should review and revise wages from time to time. So, dear friends, this was the basic introduction of compensation. Now, let's look into what are the components or factors of a compensation system. Employees are fair and the systematic components will perceive compensation. So, various compensation systems have to be developed to determine the value of positions. These systems utilize many similar components like job description, salary, ranges, structures, and written procedures. The components of compensation systems it includes job descriptions. Now, job description it is a critical component of both compensation and selection systems. Job descriptions define in writing the responsibilities, requirements, functions, duties, locations, environment, conditions, and other aspects of jobs. Descriptions may be developed for jobs individually or for entire job families. After this, let's move ahead, and the second point which we need to talk and understand is job analysis. Job analysis, it is the process of analyzing jobs from which job descriptions are developed. Job analysis is a technique which includes the use of interviews, questionnaires, and observations. Third point to look after is the job evaluation, a system of comparing jobs. for the process of determining appropriate compensation levels for individuals, jobs or job elements. There are four main techniques in job evaluation which talks about the ranking, classification, factor comparison and point method. Now after this, we need to look into the pay structures. To understand this, we need to understand that compensation practices are standardized. Most pay structures include several grades, with each grade containing a minimum salary, wage and either set up increments or grade range. Step increments are common with union positions where the pay for each job is determined through collective bargaining. Now the next point which follows is the salary surveys, collection of salaries and market data. It may include average salaries, inflation indicators, cost of living indicators, salary budget averages. Companies may purchase results of surveys conducted by survey vendors or may conduct their own salary surveys, which helps them to be with par of various other organizations and increase the salary if need be. When purchasing the results of salary surveys conducted by vendors, one has to note that it may be conducted with a specific industry or across industries as well as within one geographical region or across different geographical regions. We need to understand that industry or geographical location, the salaries or the results pertain before comparing the results to any of the company. So, we need to thereafter understand the objectives of compensation. The system of compensation, it should be designed so that it achieves the following objectives. First, it is capable employees who are attracted towards the organization. Second, the employees are motivated for better performance. And third, the employees do not leave the employer frequently. Now with this, the important point which we have to look into is the various components of compensation. First being the basic wages or salaries. Basic wages or salaries refers to the cash components of the wage structure based on which other elements of compensation may be structured. So basically we see that this salaries or basic wages have to be generally fixed. It is normally a fixed amount which is subject to changes based on annual increments or subject to periodical pay hikes. Wages represent hourly rates of pay, that is on hour basis, and salaries refers to the monthly rate of pay irrespective of the number of hours put in by the employee. Wages and salaries are subject to the annual increments. They differ from employee to employee and depend upon the nature of job, seniority and merit. So dear friends, what we see here, the basic wages and salaries, they differ from employees to employees as per the skill sets and as per the technical know-how and the managerial skills of the employees. Thereafter, a DA, which is also called as dearness allowances, is being given. The payment of dearness allowances facilitates employees and workers to face the price increase or inflation of price of goods and services consumed by them. The increasing prices reduce the compensation to nothing and the money worth is coming down based on the level of inflation. The payment of dearness allowances, which may be a fixed increased in percentage on the basic pay wage, enables the employees to face the increasing prices. The third point which comes in under the components is the incentives. Incentives are paid in addition to wages and salaries and are also called payments by results. So incentives depends upon the productivity, sales, profit or cost reduction efforts. So what do we see is that there are various incentives which are being given to the employees for putting in more and hard work to attain and achieve the goal of the organization. There are individual incentive schemes and group incentives programs. Individual incentives are applicable to specific employee performance, where a given task demands group efforts for completion. Incentives are paid to the group as a whole. The amount is later divided among group members on an equitable basis. Next point which we need to look into is the bonuses. The bonus can be paid in different ways. It can be fixed percentage on the basic wage pay paid annually or in proportion to the profitability. The government also prescribes a minimum statutory bonus for all employees and workers. There is also a bonus plan which compensates the managers and employees based on the sales revenue or profit margin achieved. Bonus plans can also be based on piece wage but depends upon the productivity of the labor. These were some monetary benefits. Now let's look into the non-monetary benefits. The non-monetary benefits, these benefits give psychological satisfaction to employees even when financial benefit is not available. Such benefits are recognition of merit through certificate, second, offering challenging job responsibilities, third, promoting growth prospects, fourth, comfortable working conditions, next, competent supervision, and the last, job sharing and flexible time. So it is not always that the monetary benefit works, but indirectly the non-monetary benefits also help the employees to get motivated and attain success. Now here, after this, what we see is there are various mixed plans also which companies may come up with. So companies may also pay employees and others a combination of pay as well as commission. This plan is called combination or mixed plan. Apart from the salaries paid, the employees may be eligible for a fixed percentage of commission upon achievement of fixed target or sales or profits or performance objectives. Nowadays, most of the corporate sectors is following this practice. This is also termed as variable component of compensation. Now let's move ahead and try and understand what are fringe benefits. Fringe benefits, it may be defined as a wide range of benefits and services that employees receive as an integral part of their total compensation package. They are based on critical job factors and performance. So fringe benefits constitute indirect compensation as they are usually extended as a condition of employment and not directly related to performance and concerned employee. Fringe benefits are supplements to regular wages received by the workers at a cost of employers. They include benefits such as paid vacation, pension, health and insurance plan, etc. Such benefits are computable in terms of money and the amount of benefit is generally not predetermined. The purpose of fringe benefits is to retain efficient and capable people in the organization over a long period. They foster loyalty and acts as security base for the system. Now dear friends, today we have looked into the introduction of compensation management. Then thereafter we have looked into the definitions and the components of compensation. With this, I end up with my session and looking forward to see you soon. Thank you.